Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday edition of the Sales Mastery Training. My name is Mario Delgadillo out of Dallas, Texas. And guys, today I'm going to take you back in order to take us forward. I want you guys to understand how we came about as an agency, the successes that we had when we first came out of the gates, what worked really well. And then there was some bottlenecks that we just didn't have a plan for at the time. And then I'm going to reconnect it back to where we are now. So welcome to the reset of Finline Financial. There's a lot of awesome things coming. And so myself, Maritza, and Wences have been talking daily. We actually got a executive meeting on Friday that we're going to be talking about a number of different things. But with that being said, let me give you a brief background on who we are and what happened and how we got here. So listen, guys, been in the industry a long time, but it's been about 3 to 5 years, about 5 years or so, when I recommitted to come back full time and make this thing happen. Now, when I first got here, I was with a couple of IMOs, okay, one of which, that's where I met Maritza. And they were really excited about, and they pushed buying leads, buying leads, buying leads. Now, what we realized really quickly was that those leads were pretty garbage. And people were just making money off of the agents buying leads, okay? So bounced around to a couple of different IMOs and finally decided that if we wanted to do this right, we had to do it ourselves, okay? Now, our vision from the beginning for a couple of y'all that were here at that time was this, is we wanted to be a hybrid, a full stop brokerage, right? But a hybrid, okay? Because when you look at this industry, there's basically two schools of thought, right? Well, three, but two that most people go to. So number one is you're going to go to an agency and all they do, okay, is warm market, word of mouth, and their main driver for building business is recruiting, right? So they say, hey, I'm gonna recruit and invite in to the team Priscilla, and while Priscilla is training, okay, I'm gonna go into her network and we're gonna get business, right? Business. Right. And then when she's ready, she recruits and she goes into somebody's network and they write business. And it's just a constant recruit first, then you get business. Okay. Now, I don't want to talk down about that because there's a couple of really, really big and very successful companies. Okay. That's one side of the house. The second side of the house is where I came back. That actually, by the way, that first side of the house, that's where I started in the insurance industry a long time ago, okay? Now, when I came back to the insurance industry, it was because of the second side of the house, where these folks, they live and die on leads. All they did is buy leads, buy leads, buy leads, buy leads, buy leads. The problem with that is that not everybody has the ability to buy leads right away, right? And so they'd say to that person, well, you know what? I've got this bunch of leads here, and they're in the trash can, which means they're trash, but you could play in here all day long until you're ready to. So it was like they would just give away trash leads to you to call, and you were just going and going and going, right? So it was only warm market, friends and family, recruit first. It was only buy leads, right? And what we learned is you have to do a combination of both, right? At all times. You've got to always be marketing yourself. You've got to always be talking to people, growing your network, getting referrals, and you've got to always be purchasing leads as well. So we said, hey, we're going to come in and we're going to do the best of both worlds. And so what happened, guys, is that we got to a place where we got that onboarding. I know Sharina was here, Isabel was here. We were onboarding people, getting them trained up, getting them into financial seminars, and people were writing business, right? And then it was getting exciting because then people were also recruiting because like, hey, man, I got involved. I got licensed. I wrote business. I made money, and you should do it too, right? Here's where the problem was for us then. We as an executive team hadn't found lead sources we trusted. So again, I'll point to Sharina because she was here from the beginning, and Isabel. A lot of us were like, I'll try the leads. Like, okay, let's try it, right? And what was happening was people were losing money because the leads that we had while we were trying to find good sources that we could trust were kind of crappy, right? So here's from a 30,000-foot perspective, this is what I kept seeing. People would come in, they'd be excited, they'd get trained, they'd do their financial seminar, they'd close a couple of deals, they'd put money into leads and then die. Because those lead vendors were not good. Okay, so then what we said was, okay, well, let's figure out what we're going to do. So over the course of the last year or so, we have found phenomenal leads. We have found and picked up and brought in better trainers, better, executives. Hold on, my AirPods just died right on the spot. We brought in people that we trust that have had serious success with these particular leads. Okay, so what I want to do though, guys, is I want to share with you something. As I'm looking at where we are as a company and where we are at as an agency, there's one thing that is absolutely glaring out at me that I think it's a problem, and it's a problem that we know how to fix, but it's still a problem nonetheless. We are missing daily activities that will produce results. Okay, and so what I mean by that is this, guys. There's like activity, and then there's like productivity, right? And the difference is like activity versus production. So guys, 90%, here's a cold hard fact. 90% of salespeople don't last longer than 5 years. Okay, period. Doesn't matter what type of industry you're in. So that means that 1 out of 10 people will make it. I hope I'm not scaring some of you guys, okay? But 1 out of 10 people will make it. And here's what I've learned. I've learned that the folks that are constantly in action, the folks that are constantly going out there and focusing on what I call RGAs. How many of you guys remember what RGAs stand for? It's an acronym. You can either shout it out or type it in, whatever you like. RGAs. There we go. Revenue generating activities. Okay. So think about this if you're taking notes. Productivity makes you money. Okay. So these are doing things that directly connect you to making money. RGAs. Activity consumes your time. Okay. So like, for instance, just staying busy, attending meetings, going to trainings, right? The wake-up calls. All of these things are good, right? They're necessary, but they're not directly connected to you making money, right? So for instance, when you look at productivity, I wrote a list. And the way I looked at it all the time, especially if I was somebody who was doing this part-time, is I said, okay, during my 9 to 5, that's when I should be doing like the regular day, right? During the day, right? Again, even if you're part-time, there's still the day period, and then there's the evening period. Calling leads, following up with appointments, asking for referrals, calling and setting up events in your local community or with businesses, presenting, right? On a Zoom, presenting information, submitting an application. These are all RGAs, revenue generating activity, okay? That falls under the productivity side. But then you've got people who are just doing activities. That stuff typically do in the evening, right? So for instance, I'll tell you, one of the main reasons I have a home office is, or excuse me, an office outside of the home is because in the evenings, I go there where I can get a little peace and quiet and just focus. But in the evenings, I'm not calling clients. I do a lot of my activity there, right? So activity, watching YouTube videos, okay? How many of you guys get caught up there? Yeah, right. Making business cards, right? Studying, social media, networking, reading books, right? These are all things that are necessary, but I think a lot of times people mistake activity for production, okay? And so all of this is to say that we are going to do two things in the very near future. One is almost immediate, okay? So there's a handful of you guys on, right? So like for instance, Sharina, she's been around the block for a while with us, right? Isabel, she's been around the block for a while with us, okay? But like Jacqueline, pretty new, okay? You know, TJ, pretty new. So we're going to have individual conversations on where you fall in this particular strategy. But for the most part, I'm going to draw a line in the sand. And I'm going to say from here on out, moving forward, everybody who is new to this industry and new to the agency is going to go back doing what we used to do. And I'm going to walk you through what that is, okay? And why we're doing it, okay? So first things first, I'm trying to decide if I want to share this with you guys, but I will. Document 3. All right, so you should see new hire onboarding strategy. And so this is agents new to the industry. Can you guys see that? Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see that. Okay, all right, so here's what we do. So first step after you're contracted is what? We have a sit-down launch meeting, right, with your training agent. And for the most part right now, that's going to be Marita and myself. By the way, okay, Priscilla is about a stone's throw away from qualifying to become a training agent, right? And we have that laid out here, okay? So you sit down, go through basic education, we work through compensation, we talk about business knowledge, basically what it takes to become a business owner, to be self-employed, and that builds into the second step, which is a financial seminar, right? So the new agent, new to the industry, is going to host 2 financial seminars over Zoom, okay? Now, a couple things that this does. Number 1 is it trains you. Number 2, it gives you experience, okay? Number 3, it gives you belief. Number 4, it gives you business, right? Because we're going to get business out of this. But number 5, it's going to get your butt in motion to do something. Is it uncomfortable? Absolutely, okay? Is it going to get you outside of your comfort zone? Yes. Are you going to be scared? Yes. Are you going to get no's? Yes. Are you going to get people no-showing you that they say they're going to be there, but they're not? Yes. But isn't that what business is? Okay. And what we've learned, okay, is the average the average person, average agent will get 1 application if they do their financial seminar right. So every single time you do a financial seminar, you'll get at least 1 application. Now, what type of application? We'll figure that out. But let me tell you guys the process, okay? So the way that this is set up, guys, okay, let's start by kind of calling a spade a spade. How many of us have ever either been in network marketing or multi-level marketing or been invited to a home party, right? Most everybody, right? Where they're going to say, hey, I'm having a party. Come on by. We're selling, you know, this, that, and the other, right? We've all been there. We've all tried it, okay? And I know that when we share this with people, sometimes the new agent gets that vibe. They're like, oh, dude, like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, okay? Well, so here's the deal, guys. We are not inviting these people to the financial seminar to buy anything or to be recruited, and we are very open about it. So this is all on text, and we have this all laid out for you guys, and we'll go over this in your launch. But let's say, for example, okay, let's say, for example, I'm the new agent, and I'm going to invite Isabel to my financial seminar on Thursday night. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is shoot her a text and say, hey, Isabel, hope you're doing well. Family's doing good. Hey, got a question, kind of random. Are you free on Thursday at 6? Right? Most people are gonna be like, yeah, what's up? Because we're friends. So they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't have anything. Why? They think maybe that I want to invite her and Jason to dinner, right? You know, something's going on with the kids. Maybe want to invite them out to that. So the first thing she's gonna do is say, yeah, I'm free. Why? What's up? We do that because we clear their time. So now Isabel can't come back to me and be like, oh, I'm busy. Right? So it's like clear the time. And then again, this is all over text message. So it can be done by anybody. Okay. And I'm going to paraphrase it, but here's the idea. Hey, Isabel, listen, I don't know if you know this, but I just got licensed to sell insurance and focus on retirement planning. I need a huge favor, okay? I don't want to sell you anything, and we say that. I don't want to sell you anything. I'm not trying to recruit you anywhere. But I have to get a certain amount of observation hours under my belt so that I can kind of be set free and do my own thing. And I'm hosting a financial seminar on Thursday night. And since you're free, will you just jump on and just kind of check the box for me so I can get counted for your hour of observation? It'd mean the world to me. Sure. You guys have no idea how good this works. So like Sharina, Isabel, like you guys can share. We would have people on there with 15, 20 people, right? No problem, because they don't have to get in their car. They don't have to drive anywhere. They don't even have to do, the only thing they have to do is keep their camera on, right? So the night of the meeting, let's say there's 12 people on the Zoom. I then come on and I say, hey guys, thanks so much for coming on. Listen, like I said, I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I'm not trying to recruit you anything, nothing like that, promise. But I'm trying to utilize you for an hour of observation so that I can get certified. I can kind of be on my own as a salesperson. So couple of ground rules. Please keep your camera on, hold your questions to the end, and stay on to the end. That way, if those three things happen, then I get counted for you. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on Maritza. She's my partner. And so what we do is we edify Maritza. Maritza comes on and then just goes through the financial presentation. Okay? It's real simple. And even at the beginning of my presentation, I would tell them, guys, I just want to reiterate, you're just doing Mario a huge favor. You know, he needs to get a certain amount of hours for observation. And if you guys keep your cameras on and stay on to the very end, he's going to get those hours of operation. Okay, so hopefully we give you guys a little bit of great knowledge, but let's get into it. We go through the presentation, and at the end of the presentation, okay, we literally say, okay, guys, we are done. Now, before y'all jump off, I'm going to bring Mario back on to say goodbye. But before I do, just want to let you know, if sometimes, you know, your wheels start turning or some light bulbs go on as we go through this information. If you guys are interested in running some numbers on how participating whole life might work for you, it's free. It actually be good practice for Mario. Let him know, and maybe he can run you some numbers to see if this might fit for you. But Mario, can you bring us back in? And then Mario comes on. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining. I greatly appreciate it. I'll shoot you guys a text later, but have a good night, guys. Done. I'm telling you guys, it works because people want to help their friends, especially if they think it's not going to cost them anything. So I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to dress up. You're not going to sell me on anything. And I get to help you? Sure, I got you. Don't worry about it. You get people on. But then what we're doing is the information is so good that people actually get their wheels turning. People actually like, dude, like, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. So then tomorrow, Mario shoots a text and say, hey, Isabel, thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate it. I know Maritza said, you know, if anybody wants to run some numbers. So I'm just kind of asking, did you and Jay talk about it? Or would you be interested in running any numbers to see what that kind of stuff looks like for you? You would be surprised. We were just talking about it. Like, that actually sounds really good. Or, you know what? I think Jay actually has an old 401k. We should see if we can do something with that. Super simple. Okay. But it's forcing you to get into action. It's forcing you to get out of your comfort zone. And so the idea is that we actually build some business from there. So let me connect the dots back to the actual system, okay? So we come back in, okay? You do your 2 financial seminars, okay? And again, look at this here, guys. Here's the asterisk. The purpose is to generate/create capital for the new agent to start to invest in leads. Guys, this is a temporary place for you. So when you're new, you do two financial seminars, you'll have a couple of deals that come out of there. The purpose is to create capital that then you can turn around and get to step 3. You determine the business focus and determine your business focus and you purchase leads. So do I want to go IBC? Do I want to go annuities? Do I want to do both? Right? That's it. Okay, now let's talk about the agent path to success. Okay, because it's a loop. It's a constant growth. It's a constant way of getting us into activity. Okay, so the agent path to success is simple. So when you're now, again, most people do it here. Okay, but So your job when you come out of the gates is you got to do your first 3 deals with your training agent. Okay. So again, for now, it's going to be either me or Maritza, right? Or pretty shortly, it's going to be Priscilla. Okay. And these 3 deals, basically, okay, the training agent does everything. They pretty much do everything. And there's a 70-30 split. The agent, the new agent, you gets 70% of the deal. The training agent gets 30. Now, I've had people say, well, Mario, we already did 3 really quickly, but I feel like I want to do a couple more. Is it cool if I still work with Maritza for a couple more? Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Now, this is between you and the training agent, but from a corporate perspective, if you do 3 and you ask for more, okay, then it goes to 50-50, right? Because basically you're asking your training agent to continue to work at a discounted rate, and that person can go out and start writing their own business for 100%, right? Now, if Maritza decides that, yeah, I'll do a couple more with you, and she wants to keep you at 70-30, that's between you guys. But from a corporate perspective, after your 3, if you want to keep doing more, it should go 50-50 split, right? So now you're done. You've done your 3, and now I'm on my own, okay? Now you can go after it. Well, listen, once you close a total of 5 deals, okay, and the 3 that you did with Maritza count. So you just do 2 more on your own. Once you close a total of 5 deals, you become eligible to become a training agent. Okay, so you can actually start helping people, and you can actually start doing business for people, right? Helping them through these deals. Guys, best way to learn is to teach. Okay, so if you become an absolute professional here, then you have to make sure that you're getting yourself into this particular space, because you're going to start growing. You're going to become better. But here's one thing that I want to make sure you guys understand. You can start to recruit / hire from day 1. Okay, so you already know somebody who's ready to go, or they're really like excited and they want to talk to you, go for it. You just won't be able to help them close any deals with splits until you close your 5. Okay, so this is the agents new to the industry strategy. Now, again, like for instance, Isabel's been around. She doesn't necessarily need this. Okay, so, but we are going to, right? Like Karina has not done financial seminars, but I think Matthew did back in the day, which is her husband. And so we'll create a custom, because I'm drawing a line in the sand here, right? But everybody else that comes out of the gates going forward, there's zero discussion about this route, because it worked. Guys, when we did this before, okay, we were doing at least, and we had a team that was not much bigger, okay, not much bigger than this. We were doing at least 25 deals a month, okay, at least. And guess what? We weren't even doing annuities. We hadn't even heard of participating whole life. We were doing 25 deals a month with IULs and with term, okay? So it works. The problem was that we were writing these deals and making these commissions, and then people were like, I got this money, what can I put it? And we didn't have a trusted lead source to invest it into. And so either people spent that money, and then here's what happens. If you go through your network and you drum up 2 or 3 deals, okay, and you have this money, and you either put it in a lead source that wasn't good or wasn't good enough, or you spend it, now you put yourself in a position where you're like, Mario, I already went through all my network. I don't even have any other place to go and get business, right? So that's why it's important that you don't squander those first 4 or 5 deals worth of commissions, because you got to give yourself a fighting opportunity to continue to build business, okay? So it works. It's proven. It's not debatable. It's just uncomfortable, okay? But that's okay, because here's why, guys. Maritza and I and Wences have already, I mean, we've been talking every day. We have such huge plans for this company, but the one thing that is missing is activity. We have to get people into actual daily activities. You've got to be, and it's got to be revenue generating activity, or you don't have a business. I'm sorry, guys. I've been around sales in corporate and outside of corporate, and all they do is talk about talk about revenue generating activities, right? They don't care if you're watching a YouTube video about your product. They're going to say, great. How many appointments do you have this week? How many phone calls did you make, right? And how many application reviews do you have? Okay, how many closes are you going to have by the end of the month? That's all they care about, because this is sales, guys. So we are going to make a hard push towards that that particular style in strategy for growing the business. Now, the next thing I'm going to introduce you guys to is what we call KPIs, right? Which is key performance indicators. Okay. So before we get there, though, okay, because yes, that's awesome, Mario. That makes sense. But what should I be doing, right? So we're going to get to that. And this is just for you and for us to be able to help you to stay accountable to moving your business in the right direction. But most importantly, you, because you're not employees to us, right? I've been approached about taking our company to like a captive company where you guys would get like a draw, and it's like an actual company, like a W-2. I have zero desire to be your boss. Okay, I don't want to be your boss. I want to help you to build something for yourself. Okay, so with that being said, guys, let me hit a quick timeout. Okay, and let's just make sure that we all understand the process. So we get hired, go through contracting, we get launched. Then from our launch, we host our financial seminars, okay? And the intention of our financial seminars, or the whole point to doing it, is to make sure that you guys can create some capital so then you can invest in leads, right? Then you build some business, and then you bring some folks in, okay? Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. If you're building a real business, you have multiple sources or channels by which business is coming in. So number one, yeah, I'm going to have my Vroom leads, right? I'm going to be making sales there. Number two, I'm going to have referrals. I'm always going to be working referrals. Number three is I'm going to actually have the people that I brought on, and I'm helping with financial seminars, right? Number four, I might be doing events. So when I look at brainstorming or like creating a pipeline or forecasting what's going to happen, if I go into September, I should know I'll close 3 deals from Vroom. I might close 3 deals, which are split from my new agents that I just brought in. I'll probably close 1 or 2 referrals, and I might get 1 deal from an event. Right there, I already know before I step into September, I've got 10 deals lined up. Right? So you have to get that. I remember, right, when I was literally doing financial seminars all the time for people, and I had so much business. Like right now, guys, do you know how much business Maritza has? And it's hers because she's helping you guys, right? It's a lot of business. Maritza, are you okay to cash that check? Like all those checks? Like, is that fake money? Like, that's a real business, right? Like, it's business that you rely on, that you forecast in. So don't I don't want to build a team. Then you're not understanding the power of this industry, right? I'm not saying that we're here to recruit, because you definitely know I don't want to bring on the wrong person, right? But we'll responsibly bring on the right people, but we have to have a track, because imagine every month 2 or 3 people in your organization are being born, right? New people are coming in, and then 2 or 3 people in your organization are helping those people go. So now you're getting override money, and you're building a strategic army of people that you want in the area that you want, right? Not this giant network marketing company. No, thank you. I don't have any desire for that. So any questions on the process, guys, before we move forward? Let me put it right back up just so you guys can visually see it. I want to see if anybody has any questions before we move forward to the next thing. Go ahead, and you guys can unmute yourself. You can just message it in, whatever you like. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Good? All right, cool. So let's talk about the next. Oh, somebody has a thing here. Looks good. Okay. All right, cool. So let's talk about our KPIs. Okay. And so this is super important. I know that when I tried to introduce you guys to like a DMO, like a daily method of operation, I think that some of the team was like really like weirded out about it, because they're like, oh crap, like what is this, right? But guys, this is sales, okay? And so we have to keep ourselves accountable, right? To the things that are going to move the needle. Let me give you an example. Eddie will probably know this as well. So when you get on the path to like get back in shape or to like really lose weight and build muscle, everything you do is measured, right? Every measurable. I've been doing for the last couple of days, my wife and I, because she swears by it, I've never done it, but we're doing macros, right? Where it's basically I'm going to do 250 grams of protein a day, okay? Because I'm trying to lift. But lifting is probably the easiest, building muscles, the easiest way to burn fat. Most people don't realize that. So if you're building muscle, then you need a certain amount of protein, but it can't be too much because then it throws it off the whack. So literally I have a little scale now. And I have an app on my phone, and it's like, okay, cool. I need 70 grams of protein. Boom. And then I got 1 scoop of steamed rice, and I weighed it, and then I put it in my app. It's just an equation. The app tells me how many calories I should be at below. I shouldn't go above. And then I just watch everything I do all day long. It's a simple equation. And that's how people are successful. Some people are like, I go to the gym all the time. That's been me forever. I love going to the gym because I like it. I feel good. It's fun. But if I'm not watching what I'm eating, I'm not like watching my intake or having any type of intellectual like strategy behind it, I'll always just be the really strong fat guy, right? Because you're never going to cut weight. And it's the same thing with our business. We need to get intellectually, focused on being strategic about the right things, especially if y'all are part-time. Guys, if you are part-time, you cannot afford to waste the time that you have. Would we agree on that? Right? So if I'm doing this part-time, I need to be super sharp when I am focusing on my business. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this with you. And this is just, the Word doc. So it'll get a little nicer and we'll create a deal for you. But so here's your KPIs. So KPIs stand for key performance indicators. These are the things, these are the needles that you got to look at in order to be successful. That's it. Okay. So first things first, this talks about lead creation plan. And really all this means, guys, is I want to know, like when you write this down, like, what are you doing, right? What is your lead creation or your new business plan? Well, right now I'm on Vroom Leads. Okay. Okay, cool. How's that coming along? We just something that you write there. Or you're like, hey, I'm buying IBCs right now. Okay. Working with Maritza. Okay. So whatever that is, it's just got to be there. You got to have a lead creation plan. If you're not buying leads, okay, and you're not hosting financial seminars, you don't have a business. Okay, I'm going to say that again. If you're not buying leads and you're not hosting financial seminars, you don't have a business. Okay, so now daily dials. How many calls are you going to make per day, per month? Guys, I've been in sales pretty much my whole life. Okay, there's agencies right now. Okay, and I don't know. I think it's kind of cheeseball because I think we're all adults, but I think it fits for these particular agencies. There's an agency that, again, Maritza and I both started at, where what they cater to like the millennial age persons. I guess millennials are in their 30s now, apparently. That's how old we are. But I guess that younger generation where they're still trying to be all social media, whatever. But what they do to keep these people focused is they actually will rent out an Airbnb for a week. Okay, now mind you, most of us are married with kids on our team. Imagine, Eddie, if I was like, hey man, I rented a beach house up here, Lake Isabella, for the week, man. We're going to work and there's going to be like 50 guys and girls in there. Wifey probably wouldn't be happy about that. Yeah, you're not doing that, right? But that's what they do. And what they do is they literally show them all day long, posted up all over this house. They're just making calls, right? And then in the evening, they shut it down and then they party. Right? So it works for their space, wouldn't work for us, right? None of us would have happy marriages if that happened, right? So, but the idea is forcing somebody's hand to make dials, right? That's why some of those folks are successful. So here's what I would encourage you to do. If you don't believe that you have enough discipline to just get on the phone, then get an accountability buddy. You know what I just said? An accountability buddy, right? Somebody who's going to say, hey, man, how many calls did you make today? What time are you calling? Okay, check in with me when you're done. Kind of like going to the gym with a friend, right? Have you ever gone to the gym with a friend that's actually serious about the gym? You get really good workouts, okay? Same thing. But guys, you don't have to raise your hand. How many of you don't even think about this? You're like, I have no clue how many dials I make in a day. How are you going to be successful? You're not. So you have to start tracking that. What's your goal? And then what have I been doing, right? Next is this, appointment schedule, okay? So how many F&As do you want to schedule per week? Notice that I'm not even focusing, guys, on how many you had. I just want you to focus on the goal. Focus on the process. I got to get out there and I got to get, 5 a week. Because if you start achieving 5 a week, right, it's going to connect to what is next, which is down the road, which is the next thing is presentations. And this is for individual. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys are going to stay on 3 for a little while until you get to 4, right? But right now, the majority of us are here. How many financial presentations will you present to your clients this week? Number 4 is team. How many financial presentations will you presenting to your team members, right? So it's my clients and it's my team members' clients. Okay, so it's a big difference. Applications. How many new applications will you put into the system this week? Number 6, what is your goal for generating referrals for new business? So this is referrals for who wants to be a client. What's your goal? What are you doing? What does that look like? Track it. Everything in life is about tracking and measuring things so that you can make things better, right? And the number 7 is, again, responsible recruitment. Who are you currently talking to about joining the agency? This is all 7 things you've got to focus on, guys. That's it. But I think that none of us are even going anywhere remotely close to this. Okay. I'll tell you one thing that I need to focus on is referrals. Okay. Now, again, I'm a master recruiter. So once I actually put my eye on recruiting, it's a wrap. Okay. I haven't started recruiting, but if I look through here, the majority of all you people came from probably my efforts. Okay. Or connected to me somehow. So it's time for you guys to start bringing in more people. And we're going to do some training on that so I can teach you guys how to recruit, right? But 2 things that I'm going to start focusing a lot more on is number 1 is responsible recruitment. And then number 2 is I'm going to be focused on launching these new people, okay? And so I'm going to close with that. One of my mentors a long time ago, he used to tell me, he said, it's way easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. It's way easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. In the Bible, there's hundreds of examples of births. Only 2 people rose from the dead, right? And they were both because Jesus did it, right? So Jesus himself rose from the dead, and then he brought Lazarus back, okay? So the idea is that I'm not here to force any of you on this call to have financial seminars, okay? Maybe Myra and Jacqueline, because they're brand new, okay? The rest of you guys, you got to get an activity. So we are going to come up with there's a new agent onboarding track, and then there's a current agent onboarding track. So even if you're not brand new doing financial seminars, there is going to be a path to success for you to follow. And that's going to be strongly focused on activities, daily, weekly, the number of leads you're purchasing, and just straight out effort, okay? Because that's what we are missing. Guys, we've got the right products, right? Maritza and I right now are working with people over at Guardian. We're going to get contracted to Guardian, which, again, our, Jedi Ninja Maritza says is the best participating product in the market. Y'all got it. Okay. You're going to have the best annuity products. You're going to have the best products that you can get. I don't know if he sent it yet. Dang it. Let me see if he sent it. There it is. So just got a link from Arno with an update on the product that we're going to be launching here. So we're going to be having I'll show it here, but it's called Think Life. It's a platform that we're going to be able to white label for our company, but it's a basic product that's going to be able to help you guys to build your business. So let me show you this. He's just sent me like the little teaser. They're saying right now that the tech engineers are telling them that it's going to be the first or second week of September, but hopefully can you guys see this okay? Okay, so let's take a look at this.
Introducing Think Life, a groundbreaking insurance technology company revolutionizing the insurance industry. Think Life offers a direct-to-consumer platform equipped with live underwriting and instant decision, streamlining the insurance application process for its users. With a built-in feature for lead generation and marketing, Think Life ensures a steady flow of potential clients for insurance agents. In addition, its integrated CRM system empowers users with efficient management of client relationships, enhancing customer satisfaction and retention. Think Life offers dashboard and reports, application management, contacts management, hierarchy management, website marketing, real-time leads, commission management, and much, much more. Also coming soon, Think Life will offer short-term disability, term insurance, final expense, and guaranteed issue insurance. Think Life is not just redefining insurance technology, it's reshaping the way individuals access and manage their insurance needs.
So guys, this is a product that we're going to be getting, and it's not going to cost you anything. So it's going to, like right now when you get started, actually, let me close off the recording.